Like, share, subscribe and click on the bell icon to never miss an update from Epic.
Buried under centuries of silence, some voices still find a way to speak. Through the shadows of ancient forts, into the silence of rock-cut caves, across corridors that held empires and domes that had watched centuries pass. In this series, we uncover what time tried to bury. Forgotten legends, vanished dynasties, an architecture that still whispers secrets. This is Bihar, where untold stories rise from ruins. What if the world's oldest republic wasn't in Greece, but in Bihar? What if India had a second Red Fort, one that history forgot to highlight? What secrets lie behind the thick walls of a fort that served gods, guns, and hid betrayal? In this episode, we are going behind the walls to uncover buried truths and lost glories. At the heart of Mithilanchal, this land hosts the sweetest language in the world, Mithila. We are in the cultural capital of Bihar, Darbhanga, or Darbhanga, or Dare-Bang, which means the gateway to Bengal, the land of literature, culture and philosophy for centuries. Built with red stone, the grandeur of this massive structure speaks volumes about the once prosperous Darbhanga kingdom. The Darbhanga fort, or the second Lal Killa of India, also known as Ramgarh Fort, served as the administrative heart of the Darbhanga Maharajas. Built 1 kilometer in length and 500 meters in width, it is truly a marvel of history. A fort needs to be constructed strategically, and thus watchtowers and guardhouses were constructed atop the walls, offering vigilant protection over the surroundings. The main gate, known as Sinhala, once stood as the grand entrance. And to protect the fort, a ditch was constructed around and filled with water.
राउंड अप जो तालाब है, जिस तरीके से किले के बाहर है, दिल्ली के लाल किले के बाहर जिस तरीके से दुश्मन ना आ पाए, इसके अंदर है। और अंदर से उन्होंने इस तरीके को सेफ, जो कहते हैं टापू टाइप का, उन्होंने वो आपको डिज़ाइन दिया हुआ है। तो आप ऐसा समझ सकते हैं कि बहुत शिद्दत से इस चीज़ को उन्होंने बनाया, ठीक है। और उनको बनाने का मकसद ही था कि जो मेरे बाहर के लोग आए, कम से कम दरभंगा की पहचान इससे उनके जहन तक जाए कि दरभंगा इतना खूबसूरत है। इस किले को सर डॉक्टर कामेश्वर सिंह ने बनवाया। उनका एक पर्सनल पार्ट था, मतलब जैसे हम लोगों के लिए एक आतिथ्य होता है जहाँ पे भगवान रहते हैं, वो एक इनका पार्ट है, पर्सनल पार्ट बोल सकते हैं। और इनको उन्होंने ही बनाया और इस किले को लगभग समझ सकते हैं कि 150 पौने 200 एकड़ में ये फैला हुआ है। इसमें एक राधा कृष्ण की जो मंदिर कहते हैं वो है, सूर्य मंदिर है, काली मंदिर है और ऐसे 10-11 मंदिर हैं।
The rare Kankali temple was built by the then Maharaj Mahesh Thakur. People believe that he discovered the idol of Kankali while bathing in river Yamuna. He then brought it back to the fort and installed it in the temple. Even today, the temple draws countless devotees. Stepping into the fort takes you to the era when art meant borrowing elements from diverse cultures and fusing them to create intricate designs to be interpreted by generations to come. Inspired from the architecture of the fort of Fatehpur Sikri, you can find a mix of Mughal and Rajput architectural styles marked by symmetry, fortifications, and exquisite carvings. The fort's aura not only touches the lives of the residents of Darbhanga, but the tales of the Maharaja's generosity can be heard in distant lands too. Stories of trains passing through the Maharaja's estate, the donation of 2 fighter planes during World War II, and generous contributions to build several educational institutions all echo through time.
उनकी डेथ होती है 1962 और उनके डेथ के बाद जब उनको लगा कि नहीं मुझे ये सब चीज़ें मैं संभाल नहीं पाऊंगा या फिर कोई संभालने वाला नहीं था, क्योंकि उस समय जो उनके छोटे उनको अपना खुद कोई संतान था नहीं, तो उनके छोटे भाई के बच्चे सब सारे छोटे थे, तो उन्होंने अलग अलग चीज़ों में अपना योगदान मतलब लोगों को दे दिया। कुछ अपनी पत्नी को दिया, कुछ अपने भाई के बच्चों को दिया, और स्पेशली उन्होंने एक डीड बनाया कि यहाँ के नागरिकों को दिया, जिसमें ये यूनिवर्सिटी 1972 में जब खुला है तो ये यूनिवर्सिटी को उनकी महारानी ने 1972 में दिया।
Darbhanga Fort stands as a symbol of the Maharaja's legacy, a monument not just of strength but of compassion and vision.
Nearly 145 kilometers from Darbhanga, the Ganga leads us to another fortress where history unfolds quietly along its timeless shores. Imagine sailing the mighty Ganga back through time and reaching the shore in the history that has witnessed revolutionary battles, the clash of swords and the roar of cannons. Monghyr at the banks of the Ganga has witnessed the rise and fall of empires.
There are many tales around the origin of the word Monghyr. It was known as Modagiri or Modagalaya Giri, named after the renowned Buddhist monk Modgalya. Located on a hillock and spanning 222 acres, the grandeur of the place is amplified by the massive stone and brick walls. Surrounded by the 175-foot wide moat, 4 feet thick inner walls and 12 feet thick outer wall, the fort has shown resilience to invasions time and again. The walls of Monghyr Fort have stood witness not only to the resounding echoes of war, but also to the serene chants of devotion. From the epic tales of the Mahabharata to the magnificence of the Mughals, Monghyr's soul is steeped in history, resilience, and a legacy that continues to inspire.
मैं ये चाहती हूँ कि और भी जो लोग हैं यहाँ पे आएँ, अपने मतलब जो भी फैमिली के साथ भी आएँ, ताकि बहुत अच्छा फील होगा.
A masterpiece of medieval architecture, the fort was built in 1494 CE by Alauddin Hussain Shah, founder of the Hussain Shahi dynasty in Bengal. At the heart of the fort, you will find the oldest structure, shrine of an unknown saint who is believed to have spent years in Monghyr spreading his wisdom. Monghyr Fort traces its origins back to early kingdoms, possibly built by Raja Sankh of Magad, as mentioned in the Mahabharata. Monghyr Fort's strategic location enabled efficient transportation, use of marine resources, and made it a key military hub. And how could a fort so close to the water body ever escape the gaze of the outside world? In the 13th century, Bakhtiyar Khilji took possession of the territory of Monghyr and later saw many hands Mughal emperors, notably Akbar, and in 1763, Mir Qasim made it his capital before it finally passed to British control. With the British invasion of India, once again, the Monghyr fort served the needs of the new rulers with several modifications, including the establishment of an armory and a gun factory within the fort.
And today, Monghyr Fort continues to draw people in, where echoes of history gently merge with the calm and serene surrounding. From the quiet whispers of Monghyr Fort, we journey 450 kilometers to climb into the echoes of battle, to a fort where strategy and legend are etched into stone.
It is not only Greece where you find war stories of winning using a Trojan horse, but this fort has its unique story of a takeover, one that mirrors the cleverness of that ancient legend. While the ghosts of several centuries navigate through astral projection, the realm opens the way to a history of myths and legends.
Perched atop the rugged Kaimur Hill, in Bihar's Rohtas district, stands Rohtasgarh Fort.
Isn't just a fort, it is a strategically vital stronghold positioned some 83 kilometers from Sasaram, silently dominating the landscape and guarding centuries of history. Once a part of the ancient Magad and Mauryan Empire, Rohtas was also ruled by the powerful Harsha rulers of Kannauj. The legacy of Rohtas cannot only be confined to ancient times, but it extends to the pages of modern history. The region also showed traits of a rebel, especially during the mutiny of 1857. Amidst this rich history stands the Rohtasgarh Fort, a testament to the area's strategic importance. Some historians claim that Raja Harish Chandra built and named the fort after his son's name, Rohitashv. However, historical records trace its ownership to Pratap Dhavala in 1169 AD, with subsequent Hindu kings later taking control. Here comes the deception, the legendary Trojan horse trick.
When Sher Shah Suri captured the fort in 1539 by convincing King Hari Krishan Rai that he should let the women and children of Sher Shah's kingdom inside the fort while he goes and fight the enemies.
The palanquins that entered the premises were full of deception. Afghan soldiers managed to penetrate the walls of the fort in disguise, caught the defenders off guard, and helped in swift capture of the fort. Over time, control of the fort passed to Raja Man Singh, a general under Emperor Akbar. Man Singh further strengthened the fort's defenses and constructed a palace for himself. After Man Singh's death, the fort was ruled by Shah Jahan. The walls of this fort provided refuge to the kings not only once, but many times. This fort often hosted refugees. In 1763, Mir Qasim took shelter at the Rohtasgarh fort after losing against the British. In 1857, during the Great Revolt of Independence, a group of mutineers hid themselves in the fort, and after a series of hide-and-seek incidents, this fort stands tall, its mighty avatar concealing buried truths. Step inside, and a stroll through its very structure slowly unveils the secrets of the past. Aina Mahal at the center of the fort was built to protect the royal ladies. Its opulent gallery with intricate designs on the second floor and the mystic quarters of the ladies add a touch of elegance to the fort's grand architecture. Half a kilometer from Aina Mahal, Ganesh temple is built in Rajputana style, which blends simplicity with spirituality. A fusion of intricate carvings, domed structures, and a prominent sanctum. A place where faith and devotion intertwine with the fort's history.
With the silent whispers of refugees, clashes of swords, tricks of the Trojan horse, and supernatural occurrences, the thin air around Rohtasgarh fort reeks of mysteries, betrayals, valor, and the haunting, yet glorious remnants of the past.
317 kilometers away from Rohtasgarh's haunted echoes, we now arrive at a fort where democracy first found its voice, Vaishali. Vaishali, a place where the teachings of Jainism and Buddhism converge, the birthplace of Lord Vardhaman Mahavir, the 24th and last Tirthankar of Jainism, and the site where Lord Buddha delivered his final sermons. It is believed that the place derived its name from the Lichvi king Vishal. And it was this very King Vishal who is credited with building the magnanimous Raja Vishal ka Garh. Rising on a small mountain with a circumference of 1 kilometer, this ancient structure is surrounded by a 2-meter-high wall and is widely believed to be the world's oldest parliament. Once ruled by the Lichvi clan until the 6th century BC, Vaishali extended as far as the hills of Nepal. King Vishal's fort, a treasure trove of history, reveals its soul through countless excavations, unearthing untold stories of the Lichvi state, Asia's first republican state. A site of immense significance where 7,707 kings of the Lichvi clan gathered to deliberate and make important decisions for their kingdom. But this powerful collective soon faced external intervention and an act that would ultimately lead to its downfall.
कि जो वज्जी संघ था इसमें 8 गणराज थे, अलग अलग 8 राजा राज करते थे, जिसमें उन्होंने क्या किया, फूट डालना शुरू किया उसने। और उन्होंने जब फूट डालना शुरू किया तो क्या हुआ कि अलग अलग राजा आपस में लड़ने लग गए। तो उसमें क्या हुआ, लिच्छवी जो था एक संपूर्ण गणराज, उसने अपने आप को स्वतंत्र राजा बना दिया था। उसके बाद में आपस में फूट डालकर लड़ाई लड़वाई और फिर अपने में मिला लिया था।
Yes, the downfall did happen. Yet, even in its collapse, this remained an undeniable abode of democracy. Today, its ancient remnants are a proof of once a living and breathing society. Archaeologists continue to unearth its secrets from beneath the earth. Raja Vishal ka Garh promises to reveal even more about his pioneering civilization.
ये जो है ना टीला जो आप देख रहे हैं 84 बीघे का है, लेकिन अभी पूरी का खुदाई नहीं हुआ। ये जो देख रहे हैं अवशेष खुदाई का बाद पाया गया है, बाकी टीला बाकी है।
Bihar's forts are more than ancient walls. They are echoes of a glorious past. They reflect the pride and legacy of a land steeped in history and heritage. Each wall holds centuries of stories and resilience, culture and courage. faith in Bihar is everywhere. Not just in temples, but in the air itself. It weaves through crowded streets, sacred chants, and timeless rituals. These forts still belong to the people, and through them, the spirit of Bihar lives.